Well, hello there. How you all doing as I'm almost tripping on the wood on the ground? Hope you all are doing well today. We are back in the woods and we're trying to reach this shelter. It's a pavilion with picnic benches. We're trying to get there before it starts to rain. It's predicted to rain starting in about an hour, and I want to get there so we can stay sheltered and dry, but have this great day of adventure here in these old farmlands. Try folks, I'm back at another property with these stone walls and this pathway that leads to another old home site. And every once in a while I love coming back to these places to revisit them, rediscover, and just enjoy the properties as they are. Sometimes we go to the different locations for setting up different gear and different adventures. All right, folks, so we have reached the point where the pavilion is at, and check this out. How cool is this? So we're going to have that as our shelter for today. We have the picnic bench there where we can relax and cook up some food. I do have my foam core pad with me, and I can use that to sit on or lay on or whatever I want to do with it. Out here in the middle of these woods, just a nice little spot to relax. I did pass by where that foundation is for the old home and the barn. So if we go down this pathway, we would be on the back side of that. The pathway I just came from is where it's at. Let's see how we're doing in here. Not bad. Definitely these benches have been moved around a little bit, so I'm going to make an adjustment. This one looks like the cleaner one. That one's got a lot of bird crap on it. So yeah, we're going to relax here for the day. We've got all of this protection from the rain when it does come, and I think it will be awesome to hear the rain pitter-pattering on the roof here. So yeah, let's go ahead and get ourselves comfortable and enjoy this beautiful day with possibly rain. Yes, my OCD, folks. I can't have that crooked. Alrighty, folks. So I am sitting on the foam pad so I can have a soft cushion on this bench at this picnic table. And I'm excited to share with you some new gear that I have. But first, let me show you, we actually have prepared at home a nice dish of rice with chili mix and chickpeas. So this should be an excellent meal to have for today. But what I'm excited to show you is some new piece of gear that I received from the company I work for my loyalty in a certain number of years. They have a catalog of gifts you can choose from, and this was one of them. This is the Solo Stove Lite. Now, it comes with the cooking pot, which is 900 milliliters, and then the actual twig stove itself. Each one came in its own separate pouch, but I've put together the kit with a combination of different pieces so I can have versatility between a twig stove and the alcohol stove. But first, let me go ahead and pull out the twig stove and show you how that is set up. So inside of this nice stuffed sack, you have the self-contained pot with the lid. You have the two handles here. The lid here actually locks into place, so when you're cooking, you can easily grab this. And then inside of this pot, which as you can see is really, really big in size and has graduation marks on here up to 30 ounces. So it's a good sized pot. And then this is the twig stove itself. And this part comes out. All of your twigs goes in the bottom. This sits on top like so. And there you go. So a self-contained kit. They say it weighs around 1 pound for this unit, maybe a little less. But overall, it's not that bad of a kit. I guess the whole idea is the way this is designed is you put your twigs in here and your pieces of wood, and it burns off the biofuel so you have less smoke. So I could try that here, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to do it another day. But what I am going to do is maybe use this for my alcohol stove, which I have in here. So you've seen my alcohol stove before, but what I've done is, and I actually have the entire kit here, and then inside of here I have my smaller cup right here, the lid, and then I have my canister stove in here, and inside my pouch is the actual stove itself. So as you can see, I have several ways of cooking food to warm up water, depending on the situation or where I'm at. This to me is a really nice versatile kit that I have. So I can actually use this, whatever. And then of course inside of here is the alcohol stove itself, which with its own stand. So I just as a comparison, I want to show you folks the difference between the two. So here's this one here, and I usually set this one up like so with the alcohol burner here. I am considering trying this out like this and seeing if this would work. There'd be enough. I think so. I think there'd be enough for that pot right there. And obviously this will fit nicely on here too. I don't know. I think we might give this a try just as a unit for the alcohol burner, just to have the pot on top of it. And I have my aluminum foil, which I'm going to put underneath. And basically warm up some water to make some coffee. And then we can also heat up the food. And we can do that all in this big pot. So I think what I'm going to do is, as you can see, I'm going to get everything set up, good to go. And we'll get some food going here. Alrighty folks, so as you can see I have the alcohol stove ready to go. So we'll go ahead and get some of this alcohol in here. And I do have the simmer ring. Which is right here. So if I have to, I can put that out. And my pliers here if I need to use that to grab something, but let's get this going. Might take a few tries to get it going here. All right, so we're going to let this get itself going, and then we can get our food cooking. Oh yeah. There we go, folks. Now we have a bloom. Well, let's see if that's going to maintain the flame. See if that's a good height. Well, the answer to that question is nope. It went completely out. So that was not enough space. So as a quick test, that did not work. But that's okay. We always have different ways of trying things. Oh yeah. So I went ahead and switched it to the other pot stand, and we'll use that one with the big pot here and see how that works. But as you can see, I have the aluminum foil around it, creating almost a wind block, so that way we can contain the flame. So if you need a wind block, you can always use aluminum foil. But let's go ahead and get the pot on there in just a moment after that blooms and see if she stays. All right, so there is a mix of the blue flame with the orange flame, and I'm just using 90% isopropyl alcohol. Ooh, that heat feels good. It's a little bit cool today. All right, let's see if this will maintain. Love the reflection against the aluminum foil. That does look cool. Look at that flame, folks. Look at that flame. I mean, again, from an alcohol stove, it's absolutely insane. And the heat coming from that is actually pretty good. I'm actually going to move this over just a little bit because I can feel that heat. So it's going to keep me warm during this cool day. So I'm going to keep that going. I'm going to let that burn off. And I think it's time to have a delicious meal and some coffee. So, with that being said, folks, as you can see, this pot actually contains all of that food in there. It's only like half the pot, not even that. All right, cheers, folks. Oh yeah, that's good. Perfect temperature, just hot enough. And then let's try this out. Bring this a little bit closer for you folks so you can see the rice and the chili mix basically all in there with the chickpeas. So with the water, it's going to dilute some of the spiciness, but it should still have enough flavor in there. It should still be good. Mmm. Oh, that's just right. Oh yeah, not overly spicy, but just that hint of spice. Mmm. Oh yeah, that's really good. Mmm. And as you can see, the other thing about having aluminum foil is it makes it easier to move this on the table to different spots without having to touch it and pick it up while it's still burning. You know, you're going to be careful, obviously, but it makes it a lot easier so I can reposition it. Look at that flame. I mean, folks, honestly, I know the twig stove will probably do just as well, but the alcohol stove, you just can't beat it. You really can't. It's quiet, it's efficient, puts off a good heat, especially like right now where the day is supposed to be in the 60s, but it is a little cool. That has provided enough warmth for me to stay comfortable without having to put my hoodie on. So it's like having a campfire without a campfire. And it hasn't started raining yet, which is a good thing. I don't know. I'm also thinking what I might do with this table is take my mat, put it on the table, and lay on this for a little bit when it rains. We'll see. All right, I'm going to continue eating this and enjoy this fire and sounds of nature around us. All right, folks, that was a delicious meal. And I think while we still have some coffee and a little bit of flames going here, we'll have ourselves a little campfire story. And it actually goes back to this property right here. Back in 2014, a group of people came out here to excavate the property, if you will, kind of dig around the cellar foundation. So when I first came to this property and I found out the history of it, I thought, wow, that's kind of cool, right? You know, kind of digging for artifacts, anything that gave the signs of who owned the property and what the lifestyle was like. Anyways, at the time I was very heavy into the paranormal stuff. So if that's not for you, you can skip through this part of the video. But it's really cool in a way. Basically what happened was I was here and I was looking at the cellar foundation and the barn and whatnot. And I had this app on my phone that would detect the magnetic field as the flame is going out. The magnetic field, anyway, EMFs. And when I brought the phone over to the entrance of the barn, it spiked. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And I was curious if the owner of the property didn't mind people come in here and doing any digging up. So as I was asking questions and just waiting for responses, I mean, I didn't hear anything in an audible voice. But when I went back home and I edited the footage, when I asked the question, "Are you okay with people excavating the property?" Right after that, I heard a whisper that said, "Over here." Don't know if you heard that, but it said, "Over here." And it was at that moment, I think I was looking in a certain direction, and I may have been looking to go forward in that direction. I can't remember. But it was kind of strange that I caught that whisper that said, "Over here." And it was almost as if Mr. Miller was asking me to approach him and, I don't know, maybe engage in a conversation more with him. I thought that was kind of interesting. So whenever you go to properties like this that are old farmlands, the chances of some type of activity could be out there, residual or not so residual. But anyways, as you can see, the flame went out in the middle of the campfire story, but I still have my coffee, so we're going to continue drinking this. And so far, the rains haven't come yet, which is actually a good thing, because if I want to get out of here, I don't want to have to face the rain. But if it does come, that's okay too. So we're going to continue to relax and just enjoy this neck of the woods. Hopefully nothing happens, if you know what I'm saying. Okay. I'm going to psych myself out. All right, I'll catch up with you guys in just a moment. All right, folks, so as you can see, I'm all packed up, ready to go. And I want to show you this barn before it starts to downpour. And like I said, it has been spitting a little bit here and there. Really hasn't started raining just yet. But let's go ahead and walk down this pathway and let's show you where this barn is at. Give you a quick peek of it and how old it is. And hopefully we can beat the rain, because if I can get back to the car without getting soaked, that's the goal. It's always good to have those rainy adventures, but it's not fun getting soaked and having wet gear. So it's best right now, while it's still, that moisture is in the air, but while it's still not pouring, this is the best time to get going. It's been a while, like I said, since I've been through here. But the foundation is over there. Let's see if we can get through this. Through this mess here. Oh, some deer action. Okay. Check this out. Wow. It's incredible, folks. The entrance is over there, so we're gonna head down that way so I can give you another look at it. But check out this tree. It has been here uprooted like this since the first time I visited this area. There is on the other side where the grass is, where I believe there was a well as well. A well as well. But let's get down to the bottom there. You can see how the way this landscape is, you can see this is rock lined over here. So there may have been something here as well. I don't know. Back there was actually, I think, supposed to be the garden area. All right, so there's the entrance there. All right, let's go down this way, folks. Spider webs. And we were actually on this pathway. So this is the pathway we're going to take going back to where my car is parked. But let's go over here so I can give you guys a better look. And you can see this cart path, how defined it is. Over there is another pasture field. But yeah, here we go. And here is the barn. Wow. Right over here I saw some artifacts, some old metal hinges and stuff like that. A bowl, things like that. That's gone now, but as you can see, this tree that just collapsed and fell down. And like I said, it's been sitting here ever since. There's an owl. But this was a massive barn. And as you can see, the trees that are just growing inside of it. Boy. It's like history, folks. It really is. And it's just amazing to be out here. You can see when it rains, this gets flooded. You can see how dirty those leaves are. And speaking of rain, it is starting to spit again. All right, so two things. One, I don't want my phone to get wet, so I will have to put that away. And two, I'm gonna have to get it undercover. All right, guys, I gotta get my poncho on so I can stay dry. I think I'm gonna end the adventure here. As always, stay tuned for more adventures, folks. Get dirty with nature. Enjoy every moment of life. I'll catch up with you on the next one. And if I can film some more, I will. See you soon.